Hi guys, I'm Lauren, that awkward plant girl. Welcome to my channel. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you guys for popping in. My hair is up today. I have no makeup today. It's been a cleaning day. Totally going crazy with spring cleaning. This is very, very informal. But I did some cool cleaning stuff and I really wanted to share that with you. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I've totally taken my old $30 greenhouse and just completely redone everything in it and set it up so that there is more space, and I'm only using 2 shelves instead of the 4 now. I'm also giving it space for grow lights so that I can put grow lights in it soon, which would be very awesome. It's been needing it for a while. I've had it for over a year now, going on a year and a half actually. So it can actually use it quite a bit, but I wanted to take you through everything that I have in it and how I've kind of redone everything for it. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get into it. So what I ended up having to do with this is it actually got a lot of mold in the top. I got very sick and I couldn't come up here and I couldn't take care of everything. So I didn't open it. It did not get airflow for over 2 weeks, unfortunately, and everything in it needed desperately to be watered. There was dead foliage. It just needed a really good cleaning out. I have children, so ASMR cleaning videos are not going to be my thing. I just can't do it for you guys as much as some of you would enjoy it. So what I ended up doing was cleaning everything out. I wiped down all of the sides. I used a dish soap mixture with some vinegar, and I just kind of wiped all the sides and everything down. I took the plastic that was on these shelves off, and then I ended up taking one shelf and scooting it in the back, and it is now a fencing. I am utilizing the clips that it came with to clip it to the normal little bars that go across, and I am using that to clip it to the back bars so that way it will stay and not fall over. And I did that for a top shelf here, and I did it for the bottom shelf over here. And so far it's working out really, really well. Apologies for the paint job. This was my very first ever attempt at spray painting, and it's absolutely horrible. But with a $2 can of spray paint and a $30 greenhouse, I feel like I have done quite a bit and just wanted to, yeah, so I feel like I've done quite a bit with it. Definitely need to upgrade. Still waiting on a Mills bow. Eventually I will get that IKEA cabinet going, But this is a very inexpensive solution until then. So let's take a little tour, shall we? All right, here you go. Sorry, I had to shuffle the mic around a little bit. And let's this is the overview of the first top shelf. So there is the grate back here, and you can kind of see everything. I glued everything together so these middle bars are going to stay. And let's just kind of go over this first shelf here. So there we go. So back here is my Burle Marx, philodendron Burle Marx. As you can see, it's already kind of peeking over. Boop. And then this is my Alocasia stingray, and it's right down here as well. It's growing a whole new leaf just in perlite. You can see all of those. Whoops. There you go. You can see all of those roots down there. So I've added a little bit of worm castings, and then I added a little bit of fertilizer as well. So we've got this guy growing, and this guy growing. It's a 5-leafer, so pretty excited about that. Over here is the Peperomia scandens variegata. So you guys just watched me unbox this not too long ago. There is that. These are little terrarium peperomias. They're very, very cute. And then this is the reverted version of the same plant. And it's been my understanding that once it reverts, you can't get it to go back to variegated. But we're going to give it a shot. I think I'm going to save this one for a terrarium I'm working on. I've got a very big 4-foot terrarium I'm working on. And then this one I'm probably just going to grow out for myself because I'm selfish and I really like this. I like this one. Right. Over here is an Alocasia cuprea red. There you go. You can kind of see there. Unfortunately, the light's not so good. One second. and like magic, better light. Okay, so this is an Alocasia caprea. It's very new. I just got it a couple of weeks ago and I am in love with it. It's one of the jewel Alocasias. You can see it's very dirty and it is currently recovering. It's losing one leaf, which isn't too bad after shipping. And it's just a really, really pretty plant. And I'm just rehabbing it in perlite. It came in a soil plug and I took that plug off and I'm just rehabbing it in the perlite because it's been my observation that Alocasias seem to really enjoy perlite until they reach a certain age. And I got this one from the same seller. This is a Monstera decursiva, I believe. It is the dragon's tail Monstera in a very juvenile form. And this too came in a plug and I have it in a mix of perlite, bark, and sphagnum moss. Just chopped up really fine. These are a spoiler alert. These are all baby Monstera seedlings that I have grown. And they have all done really, really well. And then I grew other ones in a different way. And I'm going to update you guys on all my seedlings Tuesday. So that's when I'll have that video up. But this is just a little spoiler. They're all doing amazingly well. And I just keep them here in the greenhouse. And they don't get a whole lot of light, but they get a little bit of light all day. So, and they're just dealing with it. So pretty excited. Let me get back here. I gotta move some of this stuff. So further back here is the Monstera Standleyana aurea. So this means that it's got yellow cream variegation and it's putting off this lovely little runner here. So that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of excited to see what that does. But you can see just coming off right there. So, and I've only had to water this once since I got it. It was an unboxing a while ago. And then I had a Monstera Albo cutting, but that one actually did not make it, unfortunately. So I will have to order another one. I'm very sad about that. But it happens. Monstera are very hard to root. So I think next time I will just make sure to get a rooted cutting. But this came rooted and it is doing something. So I'm pretty excited with that. We'll definitely keep you updated. I'm glad one of them at least made it. So I won't be making a care video for it anytime soon though, let me tell you. And these are my anthurium seedlings. They're just going crazy. I have finally removed the saran wrap from them. And they're just growing. They're supposed to be anthurium crystallinum crossed with magnificum, I believe. And they've got these cool aerial roots. Look at the little fuzzies. Oh my gosh. I've enjoyed so much watching these grow. They're just in sphagnum moss. When everything dries out, I just add more water. I just added more water since I cleaned out the greenhouse, wiped everything down. So I watered everything in here. It's all freshly watered. So there is that. And then if you remember a while ago, this is, whoops, there we go. If I can get to it. Okay. So this is a philodendron Campos sportuanum, and it was freaking huge. It had climbed all the way up the pole and then some, and it was starting to get smaller and smaller leaves instead of maturing for me because it had grown off the pole. So I chopped it back and I have all those propagations. Happy to trade. So if you hit me up on Instagram or TikTok, we could totally trade those. It's no problem. And it's been a couple of months, but it's got a whole new leaf finally coming in. This leaf was the original one. So this is all new. Sorry for my shaky hand. But yeah, it's totally got a new leaf coming in. And this was the original stem, so you can see it's still green, still photosynthesizing, still feeding the plant. So very excited about that. And I'm just putting it back up against the screen here so that it can climb up here. I would love to find a way to like put sphagnum moss back here, but unfortunately I think it would fall down. I wouldn't be able to keep it moist like that for too long, but it might be something to look into in the future if I ever get a Mills bow. So, or if you get a Mills bow and you're thinking about it, then yeah. This is my philodendron Dark Lord. That's what it was sold to me as. Here, let me get it out of here. But it started to make smaller and smaller leaves. It grew these big aerial roots after I air layered it, and now it's starting to get smaller again. But hopefully being back here is going to help quite a bit. And then we've got Philodendron brantianum over here. You can get big containers of this plant in like your local Walmart or your local Lowe's and Home Depot. They're being mass produced now, but I got this as 3 little cuttings last summer and struggled to get it to root and whatnot. It eventually did and started giving off these smaller leaves, and then it started giving me bigger leaves. And then it went off the pole for a little bit and started giving me smaller leaves. Oh, look at those roots. Those roots are so cool. So you can see here, this is the latest leaf it put out for me, and it was actually getting stuck on the top of the shelf that was above it. So that's why it has this little thing right here. So, and then this was the one before it. So it'll keep growing, it'll be nice, and it's got plenty of room here now. So you can see it's got plenty of room to keep growing, and then I can always add another screen going up. So then this is a philodendron painted lady. Let me see if I can pull her out. I don't want to break anything. Alright, so philodendron painted lady. This was the original leaf. You guys have definitely seen this before. I absolutely love this plant. I think the last time I talked about it, it was doing this weird thing where it had like random segmental variegation. And since then it has put out 1, 2, and 3 leaves, with this one being the latest leaf. And so far it does not have, oh, there we go, it does not have that segmented variegation again. Apparently it was just a random fluke, but it does have a lot of really pretty painted leaves. Look at that, so cool. I love that. It's like brush strokes with shades of green. It's just very neat. All right, let me put it down. It's got a new leaf coming in there as well. I totally missed that. Pull this guy out. So this is my Syngonium Albo. Look at this variegation. There you go. So you can see there that there's a lot of variegation going on in it. A lot of different shades. And this one here, so many different colors. And this one here, it arrived as just a 1 leaf cutting that was fully rooted. And then it pushed out another leaf. It had a new leaf coming in, and that was actually this one right here. So this is the leaf that was coming in and survived shipping. And the original leaf it came with passed away and passed on. So I removed that, and then since it's been with me, it gave me this new leaf and this new leaf. And it's only been with me a few weeks, so... And I have it in a mixture of just sphagnum and perlite. And it seems to be doing really well. So, and then this is not squishy or anything. I know it looks dark, but that's just how it came. And no root rot or anything. Like, all the roots are really healthy and good in here. I let this completely dry out, and then I give it more water. So I've only watered it twice, I think, since I got it. So... But yeah, as far as Syngonium go, this is a very easy care one. I don't really understand why it was worth so much money for so long when it's very easily propagated. Alright, and then this right over here. Oh, to finish my thought on this, sorry, my camera ran out of space. So I don't understand why these were worth so much for so long when they're so easily propagatable and they grow so vigorously. I just don't understand that, but... Right, and then this is an Alocasia dragon scale corm. I tried to grow it in sphagnum. That's what it came in, and I grew the Alocasia stingray from a corm as well. Alocasia stingray corm was fully rooted in a wet paper towel by the time it got to me. So I just popped it in perlite and it took off. And then this I had sitting around for about a week and a half. It did absolutely nothing in the sphagnum. and now it's pushed out a whole other little node thing going on there, and it's got little roots growing since I switched it to the perlite. So if you are getting Alocasia corms, or if you have Alocasia corms and you're trying to figure out how to root them, definitely recommend just a little bit of water in the bottom with the perlite. Don't have it sitting in the water, have the water in the bottom kind of evaporating off. Make sure that there is a lip so that there's high humidity around your Alocasia corm. And there you go. It takes off like crazy. So very excited. Very, very excited to see this grow. Definitely will update you guys. Alocasia dragon scale was a wish list plant for me, and I'm very excited to watch it grow from a corm. And then this is a better view of that philodendron burl marks. So there is that. Whoops. And then it's still got plenty of room to grow back here. So, and then under here, you guys have definitely seen these before. These are, whoops, my fire flash seedlings from last year. It's taken all this time, but they're finally starting to get a little bit of pink. Where it's all white there for you guys is actually pink. It's not showing up on the camera too well, but that's what they do. They're also known as like the mandarin spider plants because they get a peachy pink there on the stem as they grow, and then their tips are this beautiful green. So I actually grew these from seeds. Cannot recommend growing houseplants from seeds enough. They acclimate so well to the home so quickly, and it's very rewarding to watch them grow. I have another one right back here. So you can see there as well. And they're chlorophytum, so like spider plants. And they'll get like a little bit of a peachy pink there as they mature. All right, and then over here is a fern for a terrarium. This is a ribbon fern, I believe, or a tassel fern. I don't remember. It has been since December since I looked up the name for this guy. I'm sorry. But new growth. It's growing really well. It's a happy plant. You can see a little new growth popping out there. There you go. Oh, and a new one unfurling there. I love that. I love seeing the little fronds unfurling. And then this is peperomia. We battled spider mites on this guy a little bit, so that's why he's looking a little sad here. But he's bounced back, and he's got... These are a terrarium plants. They don't really like to be in lower humidity, but you guys have definitely... But you guys have definitely seen this before. They get a really pretty silver streak, and they get kind of a pink coloration in the right light. And then back over here is a little baby crocodile fern, just growing. I separated it from a bigger fern that I ended up putting in a terrarium. Very big into terrariums if you're not around here very often. All right, so let me put this stuff that was in front here back on. Right, so I got this stuff, I got these plants put back up here, and let's go down here. This caladium you've definitely seen before. This is the newest leaf on it. And then this is its nice big leaf over here. Actually what happened, whoops, with this one is it was out on my little table, and my toddler snapped it and broke it right here. So I don't know if this leaf is going to make it, unfortunately, and I decided that it was probably better if this beautiful plant got to stay in my greenhouse where it is safe from toddlers. So, and this is the other one. If you watched my houseplant video a while back, you watched me plant these little bulbs in here, and that's what they have grown from. It was like 3 for $4 or something like this. So there's one bulb here, one bulb here, one bulb here. And then this bulb did not make it. It's not doing anything. This is a chunky perlite. It's not like an actual new growth, unfortunately. So I think that one might have rotted. And the water is gross, but that's because I fertilized this. Because they're pretty heavy feeders from what I understand. This is my first year with them. So I don't have like a whole lot of advice other than don't let them dry out. They get really, really sad. And this is the very big, very pretty one. Yeah, and their leaves are very, very thin. So And then down here, this one has new growth coming in, which is very exciting. So, and then I wish this one would have done something. But so far, this one is doing really, really well in here. I'm just sorry I had to move it in here so that I can't really touch it every day unless I make it a point to come in here and do that. So that was the biggest one out of the way. And then over here we have Scindapsus. It was supposed to be a silver lady. So it was given to me, oh, I'm sorry. I purchased this as just a single leaf. And I don't remember if it was rooted or not, but it took forever. I'm talking months and months and months for it to push out this beautiful second leaf here. It took a very, very long time. But already it's got what feels like new growth coming in back here. I can't really angle it properly. So I gave it a little board and I'm going to let it climb up that and kind of shingle because these are supposed to be shingling plants. So I'm pretty excited to see what this one will do. I think this is my third variety of Scindapsus. So pretty excited, and it's pushed out a really juicy aerial root back here that's gone down, and I think that's really helping to stabilize it, and it's going to grow faster and faster. So be looking for this one come future videos. Alright, so let's come over here. We'll get to the cheese balls container in a minute. So back here is a variegated Boston fern. This is what it looks like, and it does have some crispy bits because it got stuck up top and I just haven't chopped them all. But I moved it down here, and this is what the variegation on it looks like. It's so, so pretty. Over here, it's not getting as much variegation. The fronds are getting bigger, but it's not getting as much variegation because it doesn't have as much light. I have to get a grow light for in here. But what I really wanted to show you is these. So, and you're probably going like, what the heck are these? Are these like dead fronds? Do I remove them? Do I chop them up? No. What these are is little tendrils that your fern is trying to reproduce with. So what I did was went and got some sphagnum moss and I kept it damp and I just stuck the little tendrils in here. And I've got a whole new little variegated Boston fern growing in here from that. So if you have a plant or you have a fern that's doing this and it's making little tendrils, even if they're brown, they can still keep going because they're just dirty and whatnot. So, but you can see that it's really trying. There we go. See? They're like little furry feet. And it's really just trying to find a nice moist place to be able to grow a whole new fern. So it's actually got a whole new fern growing right here as well, and it's fully rooted in this pot. So what you can do after that is go back and you get it fully rooted like this, and then you can actually go ahead and chop the attachment to the mother plant there, and that's how you will have a whole new Boston fern. And then here is brand new little growth on the mother plant. So you can kind of see that. Sorry, I'm kind of at an angle here because this is on the floor. But I really wanted to show you guys that. So if you have any kind of Boston fern, definitely try this. It's really simple, really easy. I'm trying to think of the other one that I have that I did this with is a lemon button fern. So, and I'm trying to build up my little fern collection for some terrarium building. But if you really enjoy ferns, this is definitely the way to go. And then let's scoot on back here. Let me kind of, sorry, let's get through the little forest here. All right, and then this is Monstera lineata, I think is how you say the name. Okay, so this is Monstera lineata, and I'm trying to train her to grow up because she's starting to lose her fenestrations, as you can tell. When I purchased her, she was right about here or here. I don't remember which, but I just let her recover in my greenhouse this whole time. And she's pushed out these 2 new leaves in the last couple of days. Very fast grower. I'm just struggling to meet her needs at this point, just because she's growing faster than I can actually keep up. So I might have to chop her and propagate her. I'm just really hesitant to chop any Monstera at this point, just because I'm a little salty about my Albo. But yeah, it's got a new little leaf here, and then it's definitely a climbing plant. You can see it's got its little baby fenestration, which is bigger than this one. So I'm going to take that as a win, and I have a feeling it's just going to keep climbing up and up and up. So we shall see. Probably have to get her on a board and see how she does in a lower humidity. If you have any experience with this, please let me know. This is the first time that I have grown her, so I'm really curious to see what's going on with that. And on to the cheese balls. This turns out to be a very big, heavy-duty plastic container that I just put a dirty saucer over as a lid so that the light could still kind of shine through. And these are all various cuttings that my friend gave me and sent me very, very kindly. So I just wanted to share them with you. And then they are all climbing plants. So I do intend to put them back here at some point, and I didn't want to forget, so I just kind of kept them in here and put them in here for right now. So let's pull these out and then you can take a look at them. Let me figure out, here, let's do this one. So this is a lovely Hoya that she sent me. Looks like it's losing a leaf, but the roots all look good. See the aerial roots, and then these are all staying on good. It is rooting in sphagnum. I have not dealt with this Hoya before. I believe this is Hoya lacunosa. So if you have any information on this one, please let me know. Any care tips, because I know sometimes the Hoya are kind of finicky. I love that it's got like crinkle 8 abs going on. I think that's just the cutest thing ever. But then they have like a little bit of a ruffle on the edges, and it's kind of like a bilobata shaped leaf, but then they have a little bit of splash too. Like, it's just so cute. I know it's not like a super rare one or anything, but I don't know. This Hoya are just so crazy. I love them. They're amazing. But definitely let me know. Give me any tips about this one. So I will probably be putting this one in a terrarium, which is so exciting. I love putting Hoya in terrariums. And then this one down here is a Philodendron Rio. So there you go. I believe that's what she gave it to me as, is a Philodendron Rio. So here we go. And it came as a cutting, and it's fully rooted, and it's got all these fuzzy aerial roots going on it, and it's pushed out all these 3 new leaves in just a few weeks since I got it. So, and it's got another one on the way. True vining philodendron. I love that. So definitely going to let this one climb for a bit, and then happy to prop and share later on. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Is it a Rio or a silver stripe? I believe she gave it to me as a Rio. So there is that one. Actually, I'm going to set it down here. Okay, so let's do... this is starting to get a little tangled in here. Oh my goodness. All right, one second. I'm going to have to set down the camera and figure out what's going on. I pulled it out of there. I know this is not like the most aesthetically pleasing, but I had to show you this. All right, so this is a Monstera, Peru, I believe. There we go. I will get the proper name. Anyway, I'll get the proper name for you in just a minute. I have only had these plants for a couple of weeks, so I don't really remember all of their names. So it came in here, and it was starting to root. She sent me a very long cutting, and that was fantastic. And then this aerial root decided to root in the other cup, which is actually an Epipremnum jacina, with a new leaf coming in there. And this was an unrooted cutting that already in a couple of weeks has completely and totally rooted. So you can go ahead and laugh at my cheese ball terrarium, but folks, this works, okay? Clearly, like this might be my new method from now on. Some sphagnum and a cheese ball container. Like, oh my gosh. This is crazy. And I did not eat all those cheese balls, by the way. I have 3 children. So, but yeah, this is the Epipremnum or Pothos Jacina. So I was really excited that she was willing to send me a cutting of this. And now I'm even more excited that it is giving a new leaf. Very awesome. And it is totally fully rooted in here, which is cool. So it just rooted so quickly. It was just a little 2-leaf cutting. Not too much space between the inner nodes, which is awesome. I don't know how I am going to get this aerial root out of here. It's tangling with my mic. There we go. Okay, so, and here is the Monstera foliage. And it's all brand new because it hasn't even hardened off. See? There you go. So this was all what was there for the most part. And then it's just grown some hardcore crazy aerial roots. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll chop it here and turn it into 2 plants. I don't know. What do you think I should do? Help! Normally I'm like, I know what to do. Let's do this. But this is just like too much today. Too much. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in just a minute. Let me get this other plant out for you. And then this one over here is a Epipremnum Baltic Blue, or another pothos. They get some really cool fenestrations and stuff on them. This was a 2 or a 3 leaf cutting. So it needs to be able to climb and establish itself, and I don't think it was rooted when it came. So it's actually grown. Sorry, I know I'm shaking you all over the place here. So, but it's actually grown quite a bit. Very excited by this. Very awesome. So, some of them will have fenestrations and the other ones won't. I like how it's got that kind of like Cebu blue spear shape almost in some of them. So, very excited with that. Alright, and this is the Baltic blue. There we go. And I did double check. So this is the Jacina Epipremnum, and that Hoya is the Lacunosa. She sent this to me as a silver stripe. Plants and Things by Chris. I don't know if she has her Etsy shop yet or not. But yes, this was a silver stripe is what she sent it to me as. So if you are curious or you guessed that, then you guessed right, I guess, if her identification is correct. So yeah. And then this over here is the Monstera siltepecana, just to verify that for you. I just took the time to look it up. So there you go. Here, let me see if I can get a... There you go. And it's just dirty. There's no pests on it. It's just dirty. It's got a little bit of that shimmer. There you go. You can see it there. So pretty. Alright, so I'm going to put these away now because they're not going to be super happy being out of that container. So for now, shelf 1 and shelf 2. So we've got quite a bit going on. Yeah, very excited. I'm really loving this. So we'll definitely keep you updated and let you know. I will be pulling these out in a plant chores video at some point. Yeah, I just really wanted to get this all cleaned out and kind of took the opportunity to reorganize it a little bit and just wanted to share that with you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this inspired you. Hopefully you saw some cool plants. I am sad about the Monstera Albo, but things happen. I'm not going to give up, so we'll totally get another one, and I look forward to that. but it is important, I feel, for me to be transparent with you guys, because sometimes plants die, and sometimes you'll get cuttings and they just won't make it no matter what you do, and sometimes your skill level and your knowledge level is not up there enough to be able to keep it alive. So I feel like that was kind of a combination of a lot of those things for me personally, and that's kind of what happened there. So I'll get better, I'll learn more, I'll get it again, and we'll try it again, and we'll see. So never give up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. What do I have coming out? Oh, on Tuesday, I will have, hopefully Tuesday if I can get everything filmed and uploaded in time. So next week at some point, I will have an update on all of my houseplant seedlings. So you will be able to see what's going on with those. I planted those Monstera seeds a whole bunch of different ways, so we'll be able to see what's going on with those as well. And then next week, I have unboxed a bunch of Alocasia. Actually, yesterday I unboxed a bunch of Alocasia. Or not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I unboxed a bunch of Alocasia for upcoming projects. And there are a lot of wish list Alocasia, so I'm very, very excited for them. And by next Saturday, I want to have a video filmed for you of what I have done. It was my first Ecuagenera purchase, so I want to have it filmed for you, the unboxing portion, and then what they look like now. So that is kind of the plan with that, and if you are interested in Alocasia, keep an eye out for that video as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you go, but again, thank you so much for watching, and I see all your sweet comments, and you guys are the best. You guys seriously are the best. Like, I would have given up so much. I would have given up so long ago if you guys didn't keep commenting and letting me know, you know, what you need help with and stuff. So, and that you appreciate, like, the videos and whatnot. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye!